What's up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So, my next review is about Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Okay, this movie came out at a bad time, came out in transition of everything was changing with, they put James Gunn as the co-CEO with the Saffron guy. And this one came out in March 2023, and the Flash followed in June 2023, followed by Blue Beetle that came out in August 2023, and then Aquaman was the last one to come out in December 2023. Mind you, these four films came out when it was in a transition of changing up ownership and all of that. So, and then the extended universe was going to end, which, a lot of people felt that what was the purpose of going to see these films if everything is ending? So there's no continuation there. So a lot of people didn't bother going out to see these movies. Fury of the Gods, the Shazam Fury of the Gods film wasn't that bad, in my opinion, but it did have a lot of flaws in it. But it still wasn't a bad movie. You got a lot of Greek mythology going on with it, which I kind of like, so that's pretty much why I enjoyed it. The whole gang is back again. Zach Levi and everybody else, they came back, for the second installment of this film. Like I said, it came out at a bad time. Nobody didn't go out to see it. It got a raw deal, and the films that followed it got a raw deal as well. But out of my ratings on this one, I would give this one maybe a 5 out of 10. So that's, like I said, I enjoyed the first one. Definitely better to me, in my opinion, was a little bit better than this one. What I did like about this movie, though, the costumes, they made them better. They did away with the hood, and they made costumes a little bit better, as you can see while they on this bridge. That shot right here. And but yeah, they did a fairly decent job. And then, like, as you know, they dealing with Atlas' daughters. He has 3 daughters, and they are dealing with that. The wizard returned again. And but yeah, like I said, it wasn't a bad film at all. It wasn't great. Will I watch it again? I probably would watch it again. Just like the Shazam movie, the first one. The first one I could watch numerous times. That was just, the humor in that was just funny. So, but like I said, humor fits the character. And when you talk about humor, you got to think about Shazam. So, yeah. But get down in the comments. Let me hear your thoughts about this particular film. How did you feel about Shazam, Fury of the Gods? Like I said, it got a bad deal because everything was ending. James Gunn was taking over. He started shutting down a lot of different projects. And but yeah, we should have got a third film out of this. Oh, and by the way, before I go, I wanted to point out that this is the film that should have set up Black Adam. Shazam and Black Adam should have met at some point. Like right after that first movie, this movie right here should have set up Black Adam and Shazam meeting up and clashing it. clashing against one another. But they didn't go that way. They rocked Dwight Johnson to have a solo film, and we all know the direction that one went. So, but it could have been. I think if they would have did the Black Adam Shazam thing, I think it would have did definitely a little bit better because people would have been looking forward to that one. But we will never know. All right, but anyway, get down in the comments. Let me hear your thoughts about this one. And let's not to forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will catch you all on the next one. Until then, take care.